All right. So I am excited because I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks when it comes to using your iPhones that hopefully will make your lives a little bit easier or just, add some joy into your phone. Some of these you may already know about, some of them you may not. And when we get toward the end, if you guys have tips and tricks that we don't cover, but you feel like have helped you, then I'll ask about them and then you can impart all of your goodness into the class. So first things first, we're going to basically give you access to a virtual assistant, which is SIRI. I'm not going to say it yet because she'll get started. But say that you just cannot, you're not in a place where you can physically go into your email and scroll and read them. If you wanted like a quick audio recap of the most recent unread emails in your inbox, she will read them to you. So let me demonstrate. I'm going to go ahead and unlock my phone. Hey, Siri, read my emails.
At 1:02 p.m. Team Blink sent you an email about last chance, deals, and tonight alarm clock. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes.
At 10:07 a.m. Eric Windsor sent you an email about survey. Want to hear one more?
No. Okay, so that is how you would do that. If you have, obviously you have to have Siri enabled. This one, my default inbox is my personal inbox, but you can go into your mail settings and tell it which mailbox that you want to be your default. So if you have one for work, that's what you would most use it for, then you could point to that inbox and that would be the ones that she would read. Okay.
I think you could just say, can you ask it to delete it?
I have not tried that. I would imagine so because she can pretty much follow any. There was one time where I just updated my phone and I probably should start with that. There is an update. It did not tell me, but it did update it. If you go into your, general, and then you go into, settings, general, software update, it was in there, but it didn't notify me. And I will tell you guys, I love the update because you can really customize your lock screen. So all of your notifications go to the bottom so they don't cover up your photo. You can do dynamic backgrounds. You can filter them. You can change the font of your time. You can change the color, which I really like. Anytime that I can have options that way, I'm going to take it. So, but it didn't tell me like, hey, you have a software update. I had to go and get it. Okay. So I should have probably started with that, but yes. When I was typing this class out, it did allow me to tell her, it was like, do you want to archive this? Do you want to delete this? It didn't ask me that time, but depending on the software, it might. Okay. This one, I would feel like you guys probably already do this or utilize it in your personal lives, but maybe not as much in your business lives. This is to AirDrop with your clients. So AirDrop is a very handy little feature that allows you to share basically anything on your phone very quickly, person to person. Kind of scary, could be a little scary on, yes, on an airplane. Yes. This can come in handy though. So,
Really sharing.
A pastor was sending me pictures to people.
oh, naked photos.
And the pilot got on the PA and said, hey, you quit doing it and turn it off or whatever, or we're going back to the case.
That's so embarrassing.
You know, it'd be funny if he did it. It turns out it was one of like the.
It's true.
Like selfie. Have y'all done any airdrops with your clients?
I've done it.
Yeah.
With friends, not with advice.
Okay. To your kids. So I feel like it could come in handy though. Like if you guys are, like say that you do a final walkthrough and you have sort of like a punch list of items that you wanted to exchange between the two of you that you do in your notes and you screenshot it and you want to airdrop it to the person and maybe a general contractor so that you have a message showing those things. That could be a quick exchange. Same thing.
I think it's cool, but I also think that it's unfortunate that the client has to turn it on.
Yep.
And so that's why I just text it.
Yep.
Because if the client
Correct.
doesn't have it turned on, it's like another thing you have to ask them to do,
Yep.
they're computer illiterate.
Sure.
But it's really for your gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that was the second one, airdrop as an option. This next one, again, you may know this, but this one was really great. You know how if you're on your internet on your phone and you're on a web page and you want to do a screenshot, you have the ability of screenshotting the entire web page, not just the area that you're on as you scrolled through. So the way that you would do that, I opened up Safari because that's my default browser on my phone. And then I'm going to do screenshot. Okay. We all know how to screenshot. It's the side button, depending on your phone and your top one. So I'm going to screenshot and then I'm going to tap on the screenshot. So at the very top, you have screen and you have full page. Okay. Screen, full page right there. You're going to tap on full page and then you're going to see a little thing pop up on the side here and you can scroll all the way through to the part that you most want to capture, or if you wanted to do like a continuous capture, you could. So I really like that. I think that's really nice.
I didn't know that.
When you save the full page, you guys can also save it as a PDF if you needed to do that to send it over to somebody. Like maybe it's some type of
Listing, it's the
rule
MLS.
or something along the survey. Yes, you could save it as a PDF, which is a handy little feature too. Okay.
You do that in Safari?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Did you try it?
I think I've done it.
That's pretty
I
cool.
think I played with it and did it.
Speaking of documents, say that, and this is fresh in my mind, say that you screenshot something from the MLS, maybe as you're going to show property because you want to capture all of the pertinent details, commission for the, for the buyer's agent, blah, 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 whatever you want to do. You can, if you're the type of agent that wants to have your client initial something or sign off on something that you can go back to later and have it like timestamped. This is a nice feature because you can sign photos, documents, really anything that's digital that lives on your phone very simply. So I'm going to go into a photo. I'm pulling up just a photo in my phone. This is my Christmas and cookie party thing. If I wanted to initial this, I'm going to go into edit in the top right-hand corner. Okay. And then the little button that looks like a pencil, you're going to tap on that. That's your markup button. And then at the bottom, you're going to see a plus sign next to all the little pens and erasers and markers. When you tap on the plus sign, you're going to see a couple of options pop up. The one that we're looking at is signature. Okay. So you're going to tap on signature. And then I have a few in here already because I utilize this for like my kids' field trip forms and things like that I want to send back to the teacher pretty quickly. So you can type, your initials, you can sign with your finger, with a stylus pen, Apple pen, whatever. And then the one that you want to use, you tap on it and then it appears in the photo or the document or the screenshot of whatever it is that you'd like to share with them. And then you can just kind of drag and drop it to where you want it to be on the document. Pretty handy. I could see y'all using that, like if you're out showing and you wanted them to initial something, or if it's like a buyer's rep with it, somebody that you haven't met, you could have them initial it just in the field and save you some time later. Okay.
Yeah, that would be good for like repair pictures if you're sending to, you want an initial on each one or something like that,
Correct. Okay. Do y'all know about the control center on your phone? You probably do. Maybe we just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, so from your lock screen, my phone's locked. If you go to the top right-hand corner and drag down, you have all of these options. This is what iPhone calls your control center, okay? You can customize this. So for those of you who use a lot of the certain apps over and over and over again, you can go in and kind of edit what it shows you with all of these little utilities. So the way that you would do that is you would go into your settings on your phone. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see an option for the control center. Okay, you'll tap on control center and you'll see a laundry list of the ones that are already on there. And if you're like, okay, look, I never, ever, ever use my timer, I'm going to remove it. Okay, so then you don't have to see it, but you can also replace it with any one of these options below. So if you wanted to put voice memos because you do a lot of recordings, then you could do that. If you wanted to do notes because you're like typing little things to yourself throughout the day, you could put that on there. So just know that you have the ability to customize that control center to your own liking.
That, and I don't know if everybody has this on there, but it's one that I added some while back, and I
Mhm.
like it for sometimes when you can't save a video, if you want to save it, because you like the screen recording.
I love screen
I love
recording.
Screen recording. It's one of the options on there, and you hit it, and it'll be like 3, 2, 1. It'll record whatever's on. So if you have a video that somebody did, and you want to save the whole video, but because it won't send, you can screen record it, and as soon as you stop, it saves it to your phone.
It's also really helpful,
Well,
like
that's also
for
something-
tutorials.
think nobody's able to download your video.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There, that tells you right there.
So, let me tell you, if you put it on there, it's on there.
Yep, forever and ever. I like the screen record option too, Stacey, because I utilize that for tutorials. Like if somebody goes, how do I get to this on my phone? Then I'll do a screen recording and show them like on the phone where I went, how I did it, how I, edited something, like especially on the Canva app, I've had to use it a lot
Yeah.
to do little tutorials that way,
No, I'm with you. Like,
but it's the bomb.
even if you have like something on your a team member that you're trying
Uh-huh.
to show of how to like search something in the list and set it on. Yeah, I like that too. You're right.
Yeah,
She wants like to be in my lap.
of course she does. Okay, so the next one on this slide is scan and save in the notes feature. You guys probably know about this too. So on your phone, the notes app is this little fella right here. It's included on your phone. It's one of the Apple apps. So on your notes, this is really nice because you can scan like documents, again, like little one-off things, like check the box for here, like, or if you were somebody that wanted to do like a surprise and delight, what's your favorite coffee? Do you like espresso? Do you like this? And you just want them to check it. That would be a really cool way to use that. So the way that you would go into that is you would go into your camera, okay, camera first, and then you would take a photo. I'm going to use your material here. So you're excited to have to bring one.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take a photo. Click. Thank you for the visual aid.
Who knows what that says?
Yeah, it's really little, so no worries.
I'm not super worried.
Okay, so then here's her photo really quickly. And then you can add to, and this might be a software thing, add to a new quick note right here. And then it's in there.
Where
This
did
is-
you go to add to a new quick note?
It was at the bottom as like an option in the photos.
Okay.
This is really cool for like receipts. So if you go and you pay and, I don't know, some type of advertising, or if you took somebody to lunch, it would be good just to kind of capture that on the fly. That way you can go back to it later. Okay, any questions so far? This one is probably one of my absolute favorites. This is text shortcuts. iPhone now calls them replacements. Is anybody currently using this feature where it's kind of like if you do BRB, it'll say be right back. Or if you type in OMG, it says, oh my gosh, that's a text shortcut. But this is really handy for you guys who have certain milestones that happen throughout the course of your transactions, because rather than having to take the time to like type, you can create a shortcut that does all of it for you. Okay. To where all you have to do is just say, hey, and then put their name, to make it personalized to them, but it'll save you a ton of time. So for like in a real life example, I have a text replacement or a shortcut on my phone, and I labeled it intro. And when I type that in, and I have to be careful because it'll do it even when I don't want it to. If I type intro, then this entire paragraph right here plops into that text message. Okay. Because it's tiring. I don't want to sit there and type the whole thing every time. This could be really, really handy. Like if you had a text shortcut or a replacement for basically just a general outreach to a buyer. There you go. And you could do 15 of them in 2 seconds without having to sit there and type the message out every time as part of your daily outreach to your database. Okay, so I'm going to go into my text messages, and I'm going to try to do this sideways so y'all can see. INTRO. It pops up right there. And there it is. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you find it? Again, you're going to go into your settings. So settings, you're going to scroll down until you see the messages option. You'll tap on that. And then it is, or it might be keyboard actually. Hold, please. I think it's keyboard.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, so back up. You're still in settings, but you're going to tap general this time. And then you're going to tap on keyboard. And about the second little set of options, text replacement, you'll tap on that. And then you're going to see all of the little options here. To create a new one, you would just tap on the plus sign at the top right-hand corner. And so whatever the text shortcut might be, it might be
I like it as a signature. I mean, like, wanted to be able to end them.
that's a great example. Or, you know, if you wanted to do like, hey, congratulations, it's closing day. You know, maybe
Contract.
you're under contract, like those little milestone events that are good that you can keep general enough, but you can easily customize. So think about it from that lens, but make it your own. I mean, I can't tell you how nice it is to have those shortcuts available. IDK, I don't know, you know, they're all in there as a default, but you can make your own. And I would encourage you to. All right, next one. Do you have any questions so far? Good. Okay.
Yep.
This one you may have discovered by accident. I know I certainly did. If you were in a text message, any kind of word processing app, your email, notes, text messages, those types, and you're typing something and it's just not, and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Rather than like have to delete, or try to copy and then select everything, you can shake your phone and it'll say undo typing. And then you say undo and it's going to go away. Love it. So this comes in handy if you're really pissed and you type an email that you probably would regret sending later. Type it out, shake your phone and delete it. Okay. Very. And like your phone, like you can feel it when you shake it, it kind of goes tap, tap. Don't send, delete it. If you, okay, that's a good point. So if you shake it and you click undo, if you shake it again, it'll put it back. Okay, so you can undo and then you can redo the typing. Just a little tip there. Be careful. Okay. Y'all probably already know about this one too. The mouse cursor. So like if you wanted to add an emoji, for example, into a bunch of text and you didn't want to have to go and like delete everything, you can press your screen and drag your finger and it acts as a mouse cursor. Okay. So let me see. Trying to find a message. Okay. In my text messages, I'm going to type happy birthday. Okay. And then you're like where the little cursor is blinking, you're going to hold down and drag. Okay. Mouse cursor, the bomb. Love that. Okay. Measure, leveler. You have this in your phone. This is a utility that's on your Apple iPhone. And again, with the software update, they moved the like universal search function to the bottom right here, little bitty search box. But if you haven't updated it yet, if you just kind of like pull down on your phone, it'll pop up on the top to do a universal search. So if you type in measure, a little utility is going to pop up and it looks like this. Again, this is default as part of your iPhone. You'll tap on it. You have a level and you also have a measuring tool. So this is fun. You can move it and you guys, do you see the black? So this is the level feature. This is telling me you are not in any way level. Okay. When it is level, it turns green. Your phone lights up green. And so it lets you know that you're good to go. This is handy, like if you're doing any kind of like casual staging and you wanted to kind of move some things around, like maybe like swapping artwork, for example, or putting a mirror up, that could be a nice little tool. The measure tool is awesome. Like you start by adding a point. So your starting point, then you move your phone end point and it'll tell you to scale what the measurement is. Wow. I really like that feature. Has anybody used it?
I have, and it's pretty accurate.
It's
I was
close.
Measuring for countertops the other day and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really close. I think too type A to just believe my phone. So I always like to do a backup with like an actual, like, yeah, like a real tape measure,
Those things to measure the radius.
the little laser ones.
Yeah, and I
Uh-huh.
have one, but I'm like, if that's already on my phone, could I use that instead?
Yeah, yeah, it's nice. I mean, it really helped, like, uh, when we were ordering furniture for our beach house, because we were like, will that bed and the nightstands fit on that wall? And a lot of the cool features now is like, if you go to Wayfair, one of those other ones, you can place the furniture at scale in your room. So I think this is iPhone's way of kind of creating a solution for that too.
I love that.
It's so nice. It's like, see it in your space. And I'm like, yes, it's so nice. Okay, this comes in handy so often for me. It's your recording device that lives on your phone. This is good because if you wanted to hear yourself on a listing conversation so that you could kind of analyze it later as ways to improve it, or if you have a particularly difficult client that you wanted just an extra layer of not protection, but yes, protection to go back on, then this could be good. Or if you're sitting with them and they're telling you like these are their must-haves, like if they're buyers or if they're sellers, these are the things that are most important. You can take notes, of course, but sometimes it helps to hear it back. This is extremely valuable if you are at any kind of a professional development where they have guest speakers. You can tap record. I do it all the time because I want to go back and reference it.
I downloaded a specific thing for that. I didn't know.
You
that.
did?
So thank you. You know how much I use it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it lives on your phone. iPhone calls it voice memos. So this is really cool too, because you can just kind of record yourself. Like maybe you go and you meet with a seller, a potential seller, and they're like, this is important and this is this and this piece of artwork on that room is the most important thing. And those are things that you want to remember. Then you could do a voice memo of just yourself as kind of like a recap. And then you can name it whatever the address is for that property. I could see that being a useful tool. But what you want to do, mine is actually in my control, or it was. I think I may have taken it out. I did. I took it out. Again, if you want to search your phone, it's called voice memos, and the little app looks like this. Okay, so you'll tap on it when you're ready. And then here at the bottom, you'll see the recording button. I've also recorded Eric snoring because he doesn't believe me when I tell him like you sound like a freight train. So he'll tap on the record button. It'll restart recording. You can see the frequency, so you know it's working. And when you're done, you tap it again. And then your new recording is at the top. You can name it whatever you like by tapping on the little circle with the 3 dots. You can also copy and share it very quickly. And there you go. And if you need to delete it, which I will, I'm just going to tap the little trash can. Okay. Have y'all used it? Stacey, I know you said you have an app, but anybody
now
else?
That, I mean, I want to try it too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why do I have that extra app on?
Yeah. Eric's like, I can't believe that you recorded me snoring. I'm like, well, I can't believe that you didn't believe me when I said that you kept me up the whole night.
Well, you know, when Realtor 360, when Realtor 360, when they had it there, they were talking about that app Otter that transcribes it, but I tried to do it down there just talking to Callie, and you would be amazed at how much it got wrong, and I don't know if it's our twang or what. When I read it, I was like, there's no way that this is gonna work. It was sitting on the open, you know what I mean? Cause sometimes you want it even if they're not aware, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I do better just recording it and transcribing it myself. I don't want to get there and be like, why were we talking about a beaver? You know, or something that's not.
A beaver. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'll tell you, I mean, even from like in my world, you know, in a recruiting conversation, that can be very, very helpful to hear it back. And because you pick up on like, oh, that was a missed opportunity. I should have said this at that point. Or I wish I would have said it this way.
They come visit, like.
I wish I would. I mean, I haven't yet, but
Kind of like.
it just depends, you
It
know.
doesn't make a noise or anything.
David, so our coach, what he had a
Sometimes it's hard just to process of whatever you were there in the moment, you know what I mean? And what all we talked about and how it went. I don't think it's bad, but I get where you could.
I mean, if I come talk to y'all about my business, I don't wanna record it.
No, this is how I improve. Like David, so our coach, he had a pen and he would set it at the edge of his desk and the pen was a recording device. And so he would record his coaching session
Yeah.
with recruits or with agents and then listen to the playback and go, oh my gosh, I missed that opportunity, or man, I wish I would have said it this way, or I wish I would have suggested this. And he's told me for almost 5 years, like, hey, I want you to send it to me. And I'm like, never, no way, no
You
how,
want him to
never.
send-
He wants me to record like a recruiting conversation, send it to him so he can tell me where I could improve it. And I'm like, you're the master. I'm not sending that to you. And he was like, you will. One of these days you will. I'm like, no, I don't think so. The file will get lost. It's okay.
I would love to be able to see myself in a listing presentation
Mhm.
or a buyer's visit, but I feel like that's just invasive to them. I don't know how I'm built about doing it,
Mhm.
not because I'm gonna use it,
Okay.
okay, keep running. But not because I'm gonna use it for
Uh-huh.
another purpose than what y'all are saying. I don't know why, I just feel like that's a
And that's
violation,
okay.
a violation
Yeah.
of their privacy,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is also one of my very favorite things. This is a revelation. How many times have y'all opened the calculator on your phone and you're like trying to do like a sum and you get like to entry 7 of 8 and you mess up and then you have to start all over? It has a secret backspace button. So you're going to open your calculator. You're going to type in a number. Then if you go to the left-hand side of your screen, okay, and then you swipe, it takes the last digit off. So like if you were to transpose a number, like if it's 1484 and you type in 1448, you can backspace to correct it without it affecting the rest of the numbers that you've already added. Game changer.
Somewhere in front of me.
Game changer. Yes.
Multiplication and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
All these long
Yes.
problems. And I type them wrong or I check them 5 times because I want to make
Yeah.
sure I get the same answer 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. This should
I'm gonna
help.
look.
This should help. Okay, I think most of you guys already know how to do this, but you can block email senders so that they don't spam you.
Yeah, is that nice?
It really depends on which email service you use, whether it's Gmail, Outlook, or the Mail app on the Apple iPhone. But most of it is the same. So like you can,
Because, you know, sometimes you can hit some unsubscribe and you still keep getting them, you're like, I unsubscribed, how, you know, I hate.
I think the way to really guarantee that it doesn't continue happening is to report it as spam because that tells your inbox not to let it through.
Yeah.
So like for Gmail, for example, if you hold down the message, all of these options pop up at the bottom and then you'll see the one that says mark as spam. You would mark that. And then on Gmail, that's how it's going to block it. On regular mail, if you were to select your message, so edit here at the top, then it gives you like all your little options here. If I wanted to check that box down here at the bottom, you'll click mark, move to junk. And that'll take care of it. Because what you're doing is you're telling your inbox to stop allowing that to pass. You're telling it that it's spam and junk and that you want no part of it. Okay, this one is important for all of you because y'all are in the field sometimes with people that you don't know. You need to have your emergency contacts in your phone. This is helpful because in the event that you feel like you're with a creeper and you want your family to be notified, I would highly suggest that you get your emergency contacts into your phone, one of which should be the office phone, because if you're out during the day, maybe your emergency contacts also work and they may not always answer. It calls every emergency contact that you have in your phone. So I would suggest adding in the office number as like the third option down, put your spouse, whoever, your team leader, whoever you feel like is your emergency contact person, I would add them all because in the event that you need to utilize that function, it's going to call all of them, okay? Having emergency contacts will also allow them to bypass your do not disturb. So if you are someone like me who utilizes the do not disturb feature on your phone so that your boundaries can be protected, if somebody is listed as an emergency contact, whether it's your parents or your broker or your kids whatever the case may be, they can get through to you no matter what. I have my mom, Charlie, Eric, Eric's mom, and then a handful of others. They can always bypass my do not disturb if they need to reach me.
You could do it on silent too, right? If you
Yes.
think there were- Yeah, so even if
Yes.
it's on silent, it'll ring stuff to them.
Yes,
'Cause I don't always think to put mine on do not disturb, but I will turn the silent.
sure. Oh yeah, it will let you know. Bye, Lucky. Bye, Ashley. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's good. I'll see you later. Okay, also, a lot of you know about this already, but it's the SOS distress call. So if you were to click the side button on your actual phone 5 times in a row, it's gonna send out an emergency notification. It's going to call your emergency contacts to let them know that there's been an emergency that's about you. Okay, and yes, it does work, just so y'all know.
You said 5 times?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
I learned
even
something the
hold
other
them
day.
down on each side.
You can text 911
Yes,
as well. Yeah.
yes, I saw that.
Yeah. and
Yes.
that's- She said, yes, absolutely.
Good.
Send a text message, it goes straight to us.
That's perfect. That's really good to know. So Crystal in the room was saying, for those of you on Zoom, you can text. So like, you have to like open a text to 911, or you can put 911 in a text to someone else.
No,
Probably open a text to 911. Okay, and she said that it will go, she talked to a dispatcher that's a friend of hers, and it goes straight to them. So that's good to know too. Okay, how many of you use the flashlight on your phone?
We're gonna get this.
Yes. So you have the option of making your flashlight brighter or dimmer. So flashlight right there in the control center, right? If you hold it down, you see how now it's just a little bit brighter, a little bit more, max. Okay, not too bad. I like that feature. Anytime somebody lets me customize something, I'm all about it. And then of course, to turn it off, just hold it back down. Any questions on those?
No, ma'am.
Okay, this one I love. This is how you search your photos. So have you ever found yourself in a place where you're like, I know I have a photo of this and it's something very specific and you want to be able to find it without having to scroll through thousands of photos? You can search them now. So you go into your photos.
Good search.
Mhm.
Dog.
Search.
All the dogs.
Oh my gosh.
I did that.
I'm
this
gonna
morning.
type in water, and it's gonna identify every photo in my phone that has water. Okay, so great.
So funny.
The search button, you go to photos.
Yes. Yeah, and then here at the bottom, Lindsay, that little search.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
Everyone with shoes on, and even a couple of bears.
Yep, and this can be as specific as you need it to be. So like, I'm gonna type in Addison, and it's gonna pull up every picture that has her in it. Okay. If,
Now, and it knows Addison.
and I'm gonna type in Christmas. You guys, look, it knows. It can identify Christmas photos. Yeah. So this is really nice. Really, really nice. So like if you, for example, wanted to take a picture of, I don't know, landscaping, and then you wanted to search for it, like it's going to pull it up in your phone. It's going to save you so much time that you don't have to like go and physically scroll through all your pictures. It helps to filter it. Okay. And if y'all saw when I typed in water, my kids naked in a bathtub, I do apologize. I just realized it. I was like, sorry. Okay, moving on. For those of you, this is true. This is true. Thank God that it was 2 cute little twins. All right. So for those of you who have tiny hands like me, there is an option that allows for a one-handed keyboard. So if you're somebody that's like trying to type with one hand and you're doing something else, there is an option, and it is lefty friendly and righty friendly. So you're going to go back into your settings. You're going to go to keyboard. Where is my keyboard? Yeah, general, sorry. Settings, general, and then keyboard. And then right under where it says text replacement, there's an option for one-handed keyboard. You'll tap on it. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to choose right. And then when you go into your messages to type a new one, look, it's all over there. So when you're typing like this, you can go to all the keys without having to like stretch your thumb, right? You can change it back if you want to change it back. The arrow will turn it back to normal. Yep, there you go. Really cool though, right? I was like, that is really thoughtful of iPhone to do that. Okay. Anybody used airplane mode, but not on a plane? Yay, Lauren. Okay. Airplane mode, which is this little guy right here, little airplane. This is in your control center, but also in your settings. Airplane mode, if you say that you're like super into contracts and you know that you're not going to be on your phone, you're thinking, it's like really deep thinking work. Think to put your phone on airplane mode for just a little bit at a time throughout the day, and it will do wonders at preserving your battery life. Because in the background, it's not going to try to pull from your apps to get the updates. It's not going to allow other things to push towards you. So it kind of puts your phone in dormant mode. It doesn't turn it off, but it allows you to get some work done. And then it also is going to preserve your battery life. It's not going to increase your battery life. It's going to preserve it. So it kind of freezes it wherever you are at the time that you put it in airplane mode. I have tried this. It works like a charm.
Also, airplane mode, if you want to end a call without being like, I'm going into a tunnel, put it on airplane mode and go on the call. Call the.
Yeah. Sorry, I was in a dead zone. Yeah. Giving away all our tricks. Just kidding. All right. So this one has become, I think, pretty popular. It's the subject line in a text message. So what's nice about this is that it's a bold subject line and then the body of the text. So when you open a new text, you guys can see you have a subject line and then the regular box. So what this does, it's that. Yep, it's a setting, and I'm going to show you where it is. So you have a bolded subject line, and then you have regular text underneath it. So like Dana is actually one who utilizes it all the time. And like it catches my attention every time because it'll be like offer coming. And I'm like, whoop, and it immediately pops out on your phone. It helps you to kind of also like when you're scrolling through your text, it helps you to kind of see those bigger points about like what we're talking about at different points of that conversation. So where you're going to find this is if you go to your settings per usual, and then you're going to go to text or your messages rather. So settings and then scroll down to messages. Okay. You'll tap on that. And then if you scroll down, there's a little option here that says show the subject field. You're going to toggle that on. Okay. And then the next time that you open your text messages, you'll see it, and you can turn that off at any point. Yeah. Yep. So you're in settings and then you scroll down to messages and then scroll down on that screen. And there's a little, it says show subject field. So you're going to toggle that on. And then when you go back into your text messages, you're going to see that subject line.
It doesn't look bold on my side, but I'm sure it looks bold on their side, right? Is that what it is?
It should look bold on your side too.
I've been wondering how to do that forever. Because
Yay!
I mean, agents will do it a lot. They'll be like from list, seller.
Yes.
And then, okay, good.
Yeah, that's a really good way. That's a good example, Lindsay, for sure. She said like, when agents have used it with her, it'll be like from seller, and then they'll copy and paste the seller's response so that she's like, oh, okay, yeah, like I know, like it gives her context. She knows what it is. No, it didn't do it. What up, yo? It was just regular text.
So once you go on the subject, just type it in there, does it make it bold?
In the subject line, it should make it bold, and then the box below should be regular text.
Okay, maybe I can do it by. Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any other tips, tricks that you guys utilize that you want to be able to share with us that maybe we didn't cover today? These are just 20. Like if you Google it, y'all, there are hundreds of things that I did not know One of the cool things, look, I asked y'all and then I just won't shut up. One of the cool things about the new software update on the iPhone, it worked, Stacy, that time.
Maybe I just need something in the bottom. too.
Yes. So one of the things that it will now do, and I'm going to try to find a good picture, it will grab the subject and it allows you to move the subject from a picture somewhere else. Do y'all see that? Can y'all see this? This is so cool. Look.
Like it crossed out, yeah. he-
Uh-huh.
He'll throw her.
Really cool, right? Yeah. So you just hold it down, it kind of scans it a little bit.
I need to fill-
So just push on the picture.
Mhm. Yep. And then it takes it out. And I just sent that sweet baby Nala as a little pup
Oh,
to
my
Stacy.
God.
Yeah, I know. Except her ears were down when she was a baby. And then all of a sudden one day they were like, and then they were up forever and ever. So that's super cool. Any others?
Yeah, that was fun.
Good. Good.
She recorded. it, so-
I did. I sure did. All right, guys. Thank you for those of you who got on Zoom. It was so good. And I will record it. I'm going to put it in our library in YouTube as well as Back Agent Property Base. So if you need anything, let me know and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, y'all too.
Bye.
There, it comes up on you typing, if you type something in and you don't want to send it, and you don't feel it, like the long.
You're welcome,
name,
Melissa.
she said you can take it, say undo typing.